All right, this is part 2 to see if we could go from just using the picture perfect polish straight to ceramic coating without using that in-between IPA or panel prep. And so in part 1, which I will link below, I split a panel in half and polished out both sides, wiped off the residue only with the dry towel on the top half of the panel. The bottom half of the panel, I used a panel prep. Then I applied the Gloss Boss. And so it's been curing for over a week now on the panel. We're gonna take it outside and do a torture test. In conversations that I had as early or as late as this morning, I did learn that there's nothing in the formula, in the Picture Perfect Polish formula, that will interfere with the adhesion of the ceramic coating, which is the main issue with every other polish out there except for panel prep polishes, I guess, that are dedicated only for that. But every other polish on the market or compound has too many oils that will interfere with the bonding of the ceramic coating. So one of the features that I really wanted in the Picture Perfect polish was to make it so that those oils and resins and solvents would not interfere with the adhesion of a ceramic coating or a spray ceramic or a spray wax or any type of paint protection. So that's what we're finding out in part 2 of this video. So let's take the panel outside and see what we got. So to recap, we did an IPA wipe or a panel wipe on this side closest to the camera. Over here was just a Picture Perfect polish, and then the polish residue just wiped with a dry towel, and then the ceramic coating applied. I do have a little bit of hesitation. I was just telling Bryant that I think I put too much, I didn't work the polish enough, maybe, but I don't know. So that's just maybe me overthinking it. So let's look at the hydrophobics first. Awesome. So the first test is that just nothing is weird with the hydrophobics. Also, I did have a conversation with Walter today, and we talked about the solvents and the resins in the polish do not interfere, and the oils do not interfere with the application of the coating. So that's really good too. I personally was a little confused on that, thinking that the oils that we used would interfere, but they are, and Tom too said this too, because there's cosmetic grade ingredients in this polish, cosmetic grade, they're just very, very high end, and they do not interfere with anything. So I'm super excited about that. I have the Super Soaper in a bucket down here, and we're just doing a basic wash like we would. A little bit higher of a dilution ratio, so higher pH on that. This will be kind of my form of a torture test. Probably won't do an extreme torture test on this. Look at that, cleans right off. I'm gonna wash it maybe 5 times or so. Probably not gonna do an extreme torture test, only because I think it's gonna get boring. But maybe I will, I don't know, we'll see. We're off the cuff right now, so we're just doing whatever. I should actually, and I will after this rinse, I will test the pH of my soap bucket real quick, just to see where we're at. And so what I'm looking for right now in testing this is any degradation. Wow, that's quite a big word for me to try to say, degradation. Are we getting any change in the top half of the panel that we're not getting in the bottom half of the panel? And it doesn't look like it yet. Get my pH strips out here and see, go deep in the bucket and see where we're at. Okay, so we're kind of, this is very scientific, guys. This is super. We're actually kind of pH neutral, between 8 and 9. So we are a little bit more neutral than I thought we would be for the soap, which is good. Let me wash it a few more times, and then I'll fiddle fart and see if I can find something. But again, I like to do scientific test and then kind of non-scientific test at the same time, because what I found more times than not, and I think any chemist, any formulator that is smart, gonna have to get a new towel. Shoot. Any chemist or formulator that's not ego-driven will tell you that science is not always a perfect science. And so something that in theory doesn't work or won't work sometimes does work. And so I like to take that feedback. It's not always the case either, but I like to take that feedback. Again, we're not seeing any change at all. I like to take that feedback and then try it in like a real world, which this would be my real world. So Walter and Tom say, yeah, you can do it or you can't do it or whatever. And then it's like, all right, let's try it. I mean, how many times have I heard, oh, don't use a ceramic spray. Here's another example. Don't use a ceramic spray on a windshield because it'll make the wipers flutter, right? Because it bonds to the blah, 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 or whatever. And then I try it on the windshield and it works perfect. And there's no reason to not use it on a windshield and glass. We're looking super good. We're looking identical. That was 4 maybe. Let's do one more. And honestly, by this time, you're probably using tough as shell. I'm not going to do the 50 wash test or the 500 wash test because honestly, washing 500 times in a row tells you absolutely nothing because no one's washing their car 500 times in a row. Just like no one's spraying any wheel cleaners on their car either. So, again, everything looks identical. Let me get the blower out, blow this off. Okay, since my torture test days are pretty much behind me, I have a little bit of hyperfoam left. If it hasn't eaten the sprayer, whatever, let's just do this. Then I can throw this junk away. Just kidding. Hyperfoam's really good. I really like it. Let's let that sit on the panel for a little bit. Maybe I'll just rub it in with my hands, spread it around. And then I'll rewash it. Hyperfoam, very high on the pH scale, but also a very effective tire cleaner. We wash it again. As you can see, Gloss Boss, unaffected, as a ceramic coating should be. Stout. This is wash number 6. I think this will be good. This will kind of gauge where we're at. And again, I also do have this on, I believe my wife's car, I did it like this. Just polish and then the Gloss Boss. But I'm stoked. That is a really, really good start for me in a controlled environment of doing a torture test. So to me, everything looks completely identical, which is I'm very happy to see. And so it's showing really, really strong. Again, multiple conversations are still being had at the same time. So I'm doing both conversations with formulator, chemist, and testing real world, both on a car, and then this simulated, sped up kind of real world, not real world test. So, but more to come on this, but this is showing really, really good signs. All right, I'm over the moon because I think based on the conversations that I'm having, which I consider like the scientific side of things, and then the kind of, for lack of a better term, like ghetto side of things, which is me just at my shop, kind of just messing around outside. I really think and am gaining confidence in the fact that you can go from polishing straight to ceramic coating, straight to any other paint protection, which means and makes the picture perfect polish even more valuable because it replaces even more products. And so in my attempt to, again, kind of become the in and out of the detailing industry where I don't have redundant products, I'm not the McDonald's, I just want products that work, that are super efficient. I feel like the picture perfect polish is right in line with that. So again, working towards that one true liquid, one pad, and then if you could go straight to ceramic coating a vehicle, this is an incredible time saver for those soft, sticky paints that are finicky when you hit it with an IPA and you end up scratching it, and then you got to repolish, and you just get to that. I think the Picture Perfect polish is going to solve that exact problem. So we're still in pre-order, at least at the time of the release of this video. So if you want to get in line, I'll leave a link below for the Picture Perfect polish. But again, this is probably going to replace 4 or 5 different liquids, which is going to make a lot of other brands not happy, but makes me very happy. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next one.